everybody. I'm Cheryl Hamilton, an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Maui. And today I want to show you a new technique that we'll be doing in the technique class at My House in Haiku on January 24th. It's a Monday. And it's called Black Ice Technique. And here's the first card I did. You see it? It's done on silver foil, and this one was really neat. The second one, this might be my favorite, but I just did this yesterday. I love it. Isn't that neat? And this is from the Symbols of Fortune, I think it's called. It's in the new mini catalog, and so I use the paper from that, and then the stamps from that. And the one I'm going to be showing you today is the Bamboo Beauty. And so I tried it with silver and gold foil, and I think it's great. It's a fun technique, and so stay tuned and I'll show you how to do it. Here's the card we're going to be making right now. It uses Bamboo Beauty, and the technique is called Black Ice. And see how it looks kind of, you know, it's totally shiny, but it looks kind of rough. And I really like this look. And so to start with this card, I have basic black that I've cut at 8.5 by 5.5 and scored down the middle at 4 1/4. Let me go ahead and just fold that. Okay, and then I have another basic black that I've done for the mat. This is cut at 4 inches by 2 3/4. The inside, I cut Berry Vanilla and cut it at 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. I just made it really close. And then for the foil sheets, the biggest one is a silver foil that I've cut at 4 inches by 5 1/4. And then I have a small one for the middle that's a gold foil. This is 3 3/4 by 2 1/2. Okay, so you get all those ready first, and let me show you this technique. I'm going to start with the silver foil. And I'm going to use StazOn ink, which is a permanent ink. And to clean your stamps with this, just so I don't forget, I use this StazOn cleaner. I don't use these very often, but it's really perfect on this technique. So to do this, it's kind of a, I never did get it to where I thought it was perfect, but they work, you know. So I think you'll be happy with yourself. I just took a piece of paper that's a little bit bigger than my foil sheet. I don't want to get my fingerprints all over this because of the oils on my fingers. It probably will make a mark there. So I'm doing this, setting this down, and just pressing on it because I don't want it to move. Here's my StazOn. Now this is the part that you won't believe how this is because it feels kind of uncomfortable to do it, but I'm just going to drag it kind of lightly, and I never get it straight. So you just do like that, and I keep moving down. And then I'm going to set it over here because it makes it a little darker up at this edge here. So let me see if I can grab it and do the last one. And you can definitely add more. I'm turning it and I'm going to do it again because I want this edge to be a little more defined, the black on there. I actually am getting this straighter than I did on my other cards. So maybe I'm getting the hang of this. I better not say it because then I'll start, it'll get crooked. And then I've had them blotch up here and stuff. You know, like on here, it's kind of a big, it's more black than I wanted, but it worked. It's fine. Okay, one more time. There you go. So that's my first thing I do. And then for this card, I'm going to try to do a little bit of stamping on the edge here. And I meant for these little characters to be on the outside, and I was going to center this, but it didn't, they were too far in, it didn't work. So I like the way this turned out. The other thing is this one was a little crooked, so I don't know what I did with my stamp, but I'm going to do a practice one first and see. Actually, it's kind of perfect, so we'll see. That looks good. So be careful because these tend to slide on this this slippery foil paper. So just be aware of that when you're putting them down, that they're slick and they want to slide around. Okay, but that worked. And then I'm just going to put a little bit of this like on top like that. Can't really see it, to clean it, and then rub it on my my cleaner, and it gets them good. Okay, so the next phase, I would normally just do the gold one now, but I want to go ahead and show you. So the next thing you want to do is make sure it's pretty dry. And I've still got an old heat gun that only has one setting, but Stampin' Up! Has a more current heat gun that has like a dry setting, which is a real low, and then it has a higher setting for embossing. And I think I'm going to invest in one of those for techniques like this. So I'm just... Okay, so I was basically just drying it so I can do the next step. And it does curl, and I don't like that. But I'm not, this is another thing I did. I have one of these huge blocks. This is the biggest one, the F, and you can just set it on there while you're doing other stuff, and it does help it to go straight a little bit. But let me show you the next step because it's not that curly. And I might have to hang on to the side with something like this so I don't burn my fingers. Okay, so this step, you're grabbing a Versamark stamp pad, and I'm going to actually emboss this. So this one, you just want to really lightly drag it. And don't press it down, just do a light touch. And so I'm just dragging it like this, and I'll do the middle. And then the trouble is my finger's going to be on it, but I can't help it. Okay, so I have no idea how much went on there. I might need to re-ink this, but let me try it. So it's got Versamark. I've got clear embossing powder in here. I really like putting my embossing powder in these little Rubbermaid trays because you can do it right over the tray. You don't have to mess with putting it back in the little jar and stuff. Okay, so there, you can tell I didn't get it. Like there, it has hardly any, here it has hardly any, but it's still, it'll look really neat. And I try not to touch it too much because it's going to mess with the powder. But this whole technique, it's not going to look perfect anyway. So here's how mine looks. A lot of it doesn't have powder, some of it does. And I'm going to heat emboss it now, and I'm going to hang on to it. And it's going to curl up a bit. But you watch it when you heat emboss. You need to see the change happening in it, or else it hasn't been heated enough. Okay. There you can see it change a bit. Right where I'm going over it. the white is going away and it's becoming more silver. Good. There, you just look for all the white parts and try to get them off. And there I am, this big curly thing, which I don't like. So it's pretty dry. So I'm just going to set this on there so it doesn't drive me nuts, and set it aside. Let me do the gold one now. Okay, so here's how so there's the silver one. Here's what my gold one's going to look like. So I do the same process with my StazOn and use some kind of piece of paper to hold your foil piece in place. It's pretty neat. You guys are going to like this. It's really fun. And I don't have to do it twice. I'm just trying to get more black up there. Okay. I did that, and now I'm going to do some stamping on it. Let me see. I put these two bamboo together. They're so big, I'm going to do it upside down and ink these because they won't fit on the stamp pad. And let me think where to put them. Okay, press them down so that sticks on there. So you can see that. And then, where's that leaf? Here it is. Be careful it doesn't slide. Remember that? Ooh, I like that. And that too, that's a good one. Okay, I think that was it. So I'm going to dry it. Okay, that's just because when I put the Versamark on, I don't want it to smear. I'm scared to touch it. I think it's still a little bit tacky where those leaves are. Okay, wish me luck. I hope it's dry. Here, let me do this for a second. And then next is the Versamark, and then embossing it. This one's pretty light. Okay, and then, yeah, it didn't smear, so that's good. Try not to touch your paper as much as you can because you're going to get fingerprints on it. Oh, look, I missed a whole part. I think it'll look okay, though. It looks kind of neat. With the imperfections. That's what I'm telling myself, because I can't do anything about that anyway. So do you see how I got the powder, but there's not any right there and there. But I think it'll still look really neat. Okay, so now I'm going to heat emboss it. See the change? Hopefully you can see it. The powder is going away, and okay. I'll do this one more time when it's not real sticky. It just needs a couple seconds. Okay, let's put this on the black. I think I'm going to use Stampin' Seal to hold it really well. But I think Tombow would probably work, but I'm starting to like this Stampin' Seal. If I can. Is this one out? Sometimes you have to run it like a cassette tape, and it gets... Remember those? Maybe some of you are even too young for that. Who knows? That's like to get it started. There it goes. Okay. Okay. The only bad thing about using this is that you've got to get it positioned perfectly before you press it down. Make sure the characters are not upside down. And so before I press, I'm going to kind of see what it looks like. Yeah, I think that's perfect. Okay. I think I got it. There's one little white spot I'm going to get right there. Okay. Now this one, I'm going to mat on that black piece. Okay. Have to get it perfect. Okay, that looks good. Upside down. Okay, then I could have popped it up. I just liked it like this. And see, it still doesn't quite, I didn't get these over that far, so I'm going to put it just like that. Don't set it down, you guys, until you get it really perfect. Let me see, I'll put it. Okay. That's it. Isn't that neat? I love the way that looks. And let's do something on the inside that's fancy. I chose very vanilla, and I'm just going to use, there's a little bit bigger bamboo stock here. So I'm going to put this on the envelope also. And here's my saying, grateful for all that you do. We'll see if I can get it straight. And if I can't, that looks good. If you don't get it straight, what you would do is, I have a whole bunch of things already cut out. You know, a whole bunch of like circles and things like that. Except I would do it probably in very vanilla, and you'd stamp on something and just glue it on top, and it's even fancier. So you can always do something with your mistakes, you know, and it usually makes it even a little bit better. But this is good. And so let me glue it on. This time I'm going to use Tombow. There's no big reason I'm switching my glues. Tombow is my glue of choice because I can position it. These I thought might not stick as well. I wanted them really to stick well because they're the foil and embossed and all that. That's why I did Stampin' Seal. Okay, but there you go. And for the envelope, I probably just do some of these. And there you go. So I hope you guys give this technique a try, the black ice technique. And please subscribe to my channel and leave me a comment if you like this card. Okay, have a great day. Aloha.